coward? Are we cowards? Is the world full of cowards? Is our country full of cowards? This is the topic we want to discuss today, and how we can better ourselves in this arena, how we can be more courageous and create the world that we want through courage. So let's first discuss, what is courage? What do you think courage is?
Courage is being in a situation where the urine is trickling down your leg because you're so afraid, and you do it anyway. That's courage. And I have a lot of urine trickling down my legs in many different situations. Just telling the truth.
Or your heart is racing, or you're afraid of being judged, or you're afraid of looking bad, or being hated, or just unliked, and moving forth with what you feel conviction about anyway. So in a time where basically everything is controversial, having courage is one of the most important things that we can engage with. So, how do you think you cultivate courage?
I think by just that very situation we're talking about. It's when you least feel like doing something that's going to set you apart from everybody else, because that's what we're afraid of. It's like we're all stuck back in junior high or high school, or maybe even younger, or college, and you want to fit in, you want to be, equal with your peers. You don't want to seem like the lone wolf. And so you don't. You go along with the peer pressure. Even if you may disagree with what's going on around you, you just go with it. And to be courageous is to stand your ground and go, you know what? Nope, like you said, my conviction is I don't go that way with this situation. That is not my perspective. I'm not going to act in the direction you guys are going. I'm going to go my own way because that is my heart's direction. And it doesn't matter if I fall out from everybody else or not. I'm doing it. I'm going to do the thing that is I'm most afraid of doing. I'm going to be courageous.
So what's something that you practice courage with often?
Well, the obvious one right now is the mask thing. I mean, everywhere you go here in the Banner Elk area, here in North Carolina, people are masked up. Majority on sidewalks are wearing masks. It doesn't even make sense, sometimes even driving their cars. So to walk into a store or a restaurant or wherever and not have a mask on, you get looked at. You get stared down by some people. You get dirty looks given to you by some people. So it's courageous to walk in and not just do it, but not cave under the sternful glances or stares from people, and still smile, still interact, and try to engage as if it is normal, even though it's obviously not normal to wear masks, but to interact as if they're still human and you're still going to communicate even though it's difficult.
So what are the convictions that you stand upon? What is the knowledge that you stand upon in order to engage with that courage? Because it seems to us that a lot of people don't engage with their courage because they aren't confident about why they have the convictions that they do. So in order to have courage, it's important to have deep thought, because in order to have courage, one has to have a conviction. In order to have conviction, a good conviction, one has to have knowledge and a deep understanding of why that conviction is important. So why don't you tell a little bit about your knowledge and conviction?
Well, the conviction around the no mask thing, it is multiple levels of conviction. It's on the surface, I have not seen really any compelling evidence to show me that wearing a mask is going to make a damn bit of difference in me infecting someone or anybody infecting me. So I'm not going to put something over my face. I mean, even mowing a lawn, I've worn those at times to keep allergens, and if it's a really dusty time, and the dust is pouring into your face, I've tried to wear them to keep the dust out of my nose, and even then I end up usually hating the entire thing or even taking it off because I feel like I'm smothering. I'd rather have the dust sometimes over the mask. So it's pure discomfort wearing it is a part of it as well. But I just don't believe that it works in any form or fashion. I haven't seen evidence of it. Second tier is I don't believe I'm going to get sick. And so if I'm not sick, I can't spread something that I don't have. So I'm not going to take some type of prophylactic measure for something that is an impossibility in my world. And that's what we're about. I mean, part of what we do is we teach people how to be healthier. And not to mention, I also have a conviction around if we don't keep exposing ourselves to our environment and to each other, we are going to weaken our immune systems. And I know that is not a good thing. And I'm not the only one. There's a lot of great experts out there in the world who say, bad news, people, setting yourself up for a problem if you don't keep the exposure going. And then a fourth layer is, I want human interaction, pure, all of you, human interaction, no mask over your face where I can see just your eyes. I want the whole thing. I'm just really, I'm jealous like that. I want the whole experience. And the deepest level of it, or at least one of the deeper levels of the reason why I don't want to wear a mask and have a deep conviction around it, is I believe it is actually a purely nefarious purpose to put a mask over me and humanity to muzzle us, to demean us, to dehumanize us, to put more fear into us so we will comply to whatever's thrown down by the experts. Those are my convictions.
Perfect. So courage coincides with empowerment. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
How does that work in your opinion?
Well, I feel empowered in my position because of those things I just stated. And so when I can sit firm, I can feel that creates a solid line within me, this almost line of like I'm tied down to the earth, I'm rooted down to the earth with my conviction. And with that, I feel like I'm immovable, you know. I mean, yeah, you could pick me up and throw me into a squad car, I suppose, but inside, I would still feel immovable. And so I feel empowered in that. I feel empowered in my knowing of where I stand, and it's not just an idea.
Perfect. And how would you describe the way that disempowerment goes with cowardice?
Well, you just feel like you're constantly walking on shifting sand. You don't know where the next step is going to take you because you don't have enough. And this isn't just about knowing it. It's about a deep, again, conviction's a great word because it is, yes, having some knowledge, some data that helps you to form a conviction. But the conviction is more than just that. It's the deep knowing that my position is rooted in the fiber of my being. If I don't have that, and I believe what I'm told by the experts, I believe what I'm told by my family, by my friends, by perfect strangers online who like to, tear you apart for not doing what you should be doing, I will succumb to that peer pressure because I don't have a firm foundation. I don't have a conviction around it. I'm afraid. Therefore, I comply when I'm afraid and feel disempowered.
Yeah, so let's discuss for a second how conviction plays a part in winning a war. Okay? So in this mask scenario, the people that have the conviction about not wearing it, in regard to the data doesn't show any reason to wear it. The data shows that the numbers have been screwed with the whole time.
Many times.
The data shows that there is a lot of evidence that this is some type of psychological warfare, and it's to instill fear. The data shows that there is some type of globalist regime that has planned for this outbreak and planned for the destruction of small businesses, planned for the destruction of all kinds of things that contribute to a functioning society. The conviction of the people that have studied that and that see that and that believe that is going to be more powerful than any of the other convictions. So this conviction will win out. The question is, can people align with their conviction in regard to this knowledge, in regard to this understanding, connect it with their courage, and take action? And if we can, we can really transform this world into something that we genuinely want. Do you agree?
I do agree. And I think ultimately we all really want basically the same things in life. We want the same feeling states in life. I think we could agree with that. We want to feel certain things. We want to feel content. We want to feel peaceful. We want to feel loved. We want to feel security. We want to feel community. So the biggest question we always have is, how do we get there? And right now, I'm going to say it's going to take courage and conviction and empowerment to reach that point. Because what's being proposed to us right now is never going to lead us to those feeling states I just talked about. They're not going to. Fear does not lead you to action to acquire and hold those feeling states. You can't do it. So we've got to galvanize together. We do not want a civil war. We want a coming together and recognizing through educating ourselves and creating deep, heartfelt conviction around that knowing to create a society that says, this is how we want to live, this is how we want to respect one another, this is how we want to respect human life, so that we can then take the few who would impose fear on us and say, we don't consent. We have empowerment, conviction, and courage, and we hold firmly in our courage and we say, we do not consent. Move along.
Amen.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. We appreciate you watching this video, and we'll see you soon.